Hey, what's up, everybody from YouTube? It's Pat Voss. This is the Honesty Podcast vlog number 2. Guys, I did a vlog yesterday, I did an episode yesterday, and I definitely want to let you know I appreciate all the feedback I'm getting. Of course, you can follow me at Honesty Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can go to honestypodcast.weebly.com for all of my information and my website. And of course, if you'd like to know what I do, just look at the blog, look at the About Me section. I've got everything set up. You can definitely go check me out. Honestypodcast.weebly.com. And of course, if you'd like to DM me on Twitter, I can definitely answer any questions you have. I will be doing a Periscope episode for my sports and entertainment show here every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will then upload that right to Twitter, Facebook, the website, everything else that you can go. I will have an audio blog, and that will be every Sunday. And then I also have my YouTube videos like these. These vlogs are every Saturday. So I have a lot of work to do every weekend. I will do all the research I need to do throughout the week. I am not only sports and entertainment and everything in between, but I am, of course, also an interview specialist. So I will definitely be lining up some interviews here for the coming weeks. Hopefully by week 3 of the show, I will have an interview for you folks. You can get a nice taste. You got an intro video yesterday. You get this vlog today. You'll get the second episode of what really is going to be going on sports and entertainment-wise for this show. And then, of course, come episode 3, hopefully I'll have an interview ready for you. I'll be doing that from the Zoom app and recording, hopefully on a laptop. And then once that goes down, I'll be able to put it back on YouTube. So I got a lot of questions about the Dallas Cowboys and what I thought about them. I think, and like I said in my Periscope video, I personally think that the 1-2 punch of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott is the best 1-2 punch I've ever seen in my lifetime. I'm an 88 baby. I was born in 1988. So I haven't seen a whole bunch, but I will tell you this. I've seen big punches like in the 90s you had the Bulls, the Blackhawks 2010, 2013, and 2015. You had the Bears didn't win it, but they went to the Super Bowl with a great defense in 2006. You had the Cubs, who just won the World Series here in 2016. You know, the White Sox in 2005. I've seen great teams, okay? I've seen all great teams, and I'm telling you, Dallas, the Cowboys, are going to the Super Bowl this year, probably against the Raiders. I'm not calling it, if I'm being honest with you, hashtag honesty, if I'm being honest with you, the Patriots don't have what it takes to get to the Super Bowl this year. They could be a one-loss team. They still wouldn't get there because the Raiders are just too good and too determined. And there's not going to be another tuck rule game coming up in the snow this winter with the Patriots and the Raiders. Now, they might face each other, but I can guarantee you the Raiders will come out of that victorious. But when it comes down to a Super Bowl, I'm still calling Dallas all the way. Dallas will be this year's Super Bowl champions. Now, setting up for next year, you have the 4 worst teams in the league. The 4 worst teams in the league right now are the Bears, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Jets. The Bears, the Browns, the Jets, and the Jaguars all look like they could be, they're going to be the top 4 lottery picks, or they're going to be the top 4 picks in next year's NFL draft. That's pretty crazy to think about. Jay Cutler from the Bears, he needs to move on. Not saying that the coach needs to move on, but Jay Cutler needs to move on. Matt Forte and Brandon Marshall have already moved on. Alshon Jeffrey just got suspended. The team isn't doing very well. The team gets close and chokes, and that's exactly what I think of this team. They're a team that gets close and then chokes. The Browns haven't won a game all season. San Francisco 49ers, have only won 1 game all season. It's really, really terrible. So I think there's a mess of teams that obviously are in the middle, but you have your 4 or 5 lowest teams in the league, and then you have your great teams in the league. Here's another question I get, by the way. And you can comment below. Feel free to comment. I will answer all of your comments, by the way, personally. If you'd like to tweet me and, like I said, DM me on, direct message me on Twitter at Honesty Podcast on Twitter. I will, of course, answer any of those for you as well. Feel free to comment on this. What happened to the Panthers and Cam Newton, a 15-1 season and a Super Bowl contender last year, to a terrible team that looks like they're on the Bears level right now? I watched the game today. By the way, this is Sunday. I watched the game today. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with the way that Cam Newton runs that offense anymore. I was happy with it because it was effective last season. You can't always be effective the same way twice. And actually, you know what? I can relate this a lot to social media marketing. Think about this, guys. And this goes a little bit of shout out to John Lee Dumas, Kate Erickson, and Pat Flynn. You cannot be successful usually with the same strategy twice. Like with me. I was successful with the late night mix-up. I had followers. I had, great guest hosts. Everything. But I didn't have, I had that. But is that going to necessarily, with an unedited version of that kind of podcast, with maybe a different audience, with more entrepreneurs, with more podcast users and hosts following me on social media, is that same approach going to work with 24,000 followers that had nothing to do with podcasting, except for obviously JLT, Pat Flynn, Roberto Blake, the few of the major ones? No. The answer is no. At least for me. This is me being completely #honest with you. Not always is it going to work the same way twice. Hence, the Panthers. The Panthers last year, 15-1. This year, they're terrible. My social media campaign is going to be run differently. I'm actually helping and consulting for free other social media, experts or other social media people that are involved in podcasts, people that are involved in bands, the band scene around here in Chicago. You have a huge cover band scene here. Everybody knows in Chicagoland, they know a band called Seventh Heaven. But my fiance Devana is actually the lead singer of Rumor Has It band. Rumor Has It, HAZIT band.com is their website. You can go check them out. I'm helping their drummer with social media. I'm helping, multiple people with social media. They need to know how to get and maximize what they're trying to get out of this social media campaign. Mainly, they're trying to get more followers. Well, why do they want more followers? Because they want more people to come out to the show. Well, why do they want more people to come out to the show? So that they can make more money. That's really what it is. That's what it comes down to. You maximize your following, you maximize your content so you can maximize the finances, the financial side. You can maximize the monetization of whatever it is you do. Like this podcast, for example. This podcast not only can be monetized here on YouTube for the vlogs, it can also be monetized through merchandise. This is obviously a World Series Cubs shirt, so don't take that into consideration. But it can be monetized as far as #honesty merchandise, a new logo for Honesty Podcast, merchandise like cups, mugs, things on Spreadshirt. You can do Patreon, GoFundMe, Kickstarter. There's so many ways for free that you can start up and make income with a podcast, with a show. And that's something I've been interested in, but really I'm interested in it because I've always seen myself, and this is just me, I've always seen myself as a personality, whether it be radio personality, TV personality, podcaster, whatever it is, announcer, whatever it is. I do voiceover work, I do my podcast, I do vlogs, I blog, I'm a blog writer for not only my own, but also for GMB Sports. It's GMBsports.com. That is another site that I'm a blog writer for. By the way, go check them out. Clark, Preston, Tim. Oh, no, Tim's no longer. So Clark, Preston, Brandon, those guys are true visionaries for their their social media campaign. They are the true visionaries for their campaign. If you look at their website, very simple, nice and broken down for you. You just click on an action, you click on a space, and you're able to read a story. It tells you who wrote it, tells you what the tags are, the hashtags for it, everything. That is what I'm creating at honestypodcast.weebly.com. I'll also have a link in there. You have all my social media facets at that website. You have a link in there that can have you go straight to the Spreadshirt site, or you can visit my Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest. You know, whatever it is. You can email me. You can obviously DM me on Twitter. You can comment and be live with me on my Periscope videos. And here in the future, when the laptop and hopefully the GoFundMe campaign, the podcast launch for Honesty Podcast, when that finally comes through and I get the necessary equipment to do this with, I will be broadcasting from a laptop. The laptop, of course, I will be doing Facebook Lives from my phone, and I will be doing live streaming for YouTube. That will be my vlogs. My vlogs will actually be live streaming and then uploaded, so it'll be ready to go for you guys. Of course, there is a few interviews that I will be doing. The interviews I'll be doing will either be with Google Hangouts or it will be with the Zoom app. So if I get either one of those working and up and running, here in the next couple weeks, you should be able to see my interviews start flowing in. I'm trying to book JLD, Pat Flynn, Kate Erickson, Roberto Blake, Jay Leibs, everybody that I've worked with from the Late Night Mix-Up that has transitioned over to the Honesty Podcast. You know, I obviously don't have just over 100 followers in, about a couple weeks' time for nothing. I know how to market. I know how and here's the thing. If you want a marketing course from me, if you want a marketing seminar with me, basically, definitely DM me on Twitter. We'll set it up. I can even Skype call you. That may have to come with a cost. We'll see how the first few sessions go. Should be free for the first few sessions, and then we'll work from there and see how that all goes. But again, a couple things. And this is monetizing for free. You can monetize for free on Weebly.com for starters. Podbean.com. Of course, $108 annually, though, gets you unlimited storage and unlimited recording for Podbean. It's all in what you think. It's all in what you want to do. Do you want to record just from your phone? Do you want to be a podcaster that's just from your phone? You can be. You can record podcast audio and video just from your phone for free. Guys, listen, one thing. If you're betting, and this is something out of the realm, if you're betting on the Cubs to win the World Series next year, wait until about halfway through the season, midpoint about the All-Star break, then make your bets. See how they're doing by the All-Star break, how these new trades are going to affect their division, how it's going to affect the conference itself. How is this going to be affected? Where is Sale going to go from the White Sox? Where is Kenley Jansen going to go? How is Puig going to be dealt? How, are the Astros going to make a push in the AL? You have no idea. So I wouldn't bet them to win the 2017 World Series until you've seen them through the All-Star break. Once you see them there, put the bets on the line and see what the spread is. I'll see you guys later. Keep it locked right here. By the way, here in a few, I will have uploaded on podbean.com/honestypodcast. I will have my new audio blog updated, and of course I will write a quick blog post on Weebly.com. That's honestypodcast.weebly.com. I've been Pat Voss. I'll see you later. #honesty. Keep it honest.